What's going on, viewers? My name's Tal Medeiros. I'm here with another AB Films review. I'm pretty excited because this one is about the new and improved Sonos Play One speakers. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, so first thing is build quality. Out of the box, you're going to get one Play One speaker. Very little instructions because it's actually super easy to set up. You'll have the speaker and a Cat 5 cable. But build quality, let's look into it. We have the speaker right here with the metal sort of aluminum finish, and it's actually pretty durable. It has a nice feel to it. On top you will have a plastic. Don't worry, it's actually kind of a durable plastic. I wouldn't recommend dropping it, of course, but it does the trick. There are two colors available. You have white and you will have black. I went with the white. My only concern was decoloration after a while. I read some reviews and it doesn't seem like it has that issue, and these are not all-weather speakers, so it's not like it's going to be outside. That will contribute to decoloration even faster, but the Play Ones are actually humidity proof. So if this is going into, let's say, a kitchen or a bathroom, it can actually withstand humidity, steam, things like that a little bit better than normal speakers. But that's basically it. As far as the buttons, you'll have a play and pause button on top. You'll have a volume rocker, and right on the back, I'm pretty sure the older Play Ones had a 3.5mm jack, I believe, but this one does not. You'll have just the regular Cat 5 cable connection, and you'll have your little mounting input for any type of wall mount. Other than that, it will come with a power cord that you have to insert in, and that's about it inside the box. Pretty simple, very straightforward, but as far as the build quality overall, it is a pretty heavy speaker. It feels like high quality materials. It's got some weight to it, which always gives the illusion of good build quality, I guess. But I'm a fan. It seems like it can hold up to a good beating. So let's get into the actual setup process and sound quality. Alright, so I have two Play One speakers in front of me. The cool thing you can do with the Play One speakers is have it as left and right audio, which is pretty cool. So if you're actually trying to decide between one Play 3 or one Play 5, I kind of recommend the two Play Ones if you can. It's a little bit more immersive. It gives you that nice separation. Now let me open up the app here and play some music. I know it's not really going to give it justice through a video, but you can get a feel for how the app works and how it sounds a little bit. So I'm going to open up the Sonos app right here, and I'm going to get a close-up of this later. I'm just going to give you a little taste of the music right now. And as I control the volume, it's going to control both speakers. A little loud, but it's going to control both speakers pretty good. And the cool thing I like about Sonos is that you can actually categorize them per room. So if I wanted this in the kitchen, I can categorize this as the kitchen speakers. And then I can individually control a speaker in the living room, the dining room, the home theater room, and different rooms for different speakers, which is cool because you can control everything right from one app. So let's give it a listen.
It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know.
So sort of to paint a picture of how it sounds in person. So the separation is pretty good considering it's I believe a driver, and one driver and one tweeter per one Play One, if I'm correct on that. The bass is actually there for the Play One. That's a lot of concerns for a lot of people. It's not going to have that oomph compared to like a Play 3 or Play 5. Now don't get me wrong, the separation, the clarity out of Play 5 is fantastic and surpasses the Play 1. But if you don't have the price tag as the Play 5, which I believe goes for $500, The Play One is a good option. As far as the treble's there, the clarity's there, the bass is there. Overall, the speaker is actually really good for such a small speaker. It's a good song indeed. Anyway, but there are a lot of EQ quality settings that you can actually change within the app. So if I wanted a little bit louder, more treble, more bass, you can control that right through the app. But controlling the volume, it's controlling both speakers at the same time. If I wanted to just raise one speaker, I can absolutely do that. You have that control through the application. Alright, so I'm going to go with something a little bit heavier. Rockish, if you will, so if you're into that kind of music.
Nice to meet you, where you been? I could show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven, sin. Saw you there and I thought, oh my god, look at that face. You look like my next mistake. Love's a game, wanna play. Hey, hey. No money, suit and tie. I can read you like a magazine.
And I don't know if you can hear it, but the bass is pumping pretty good, especially between the two Play Ones at the same time. It actually sounds pretty rocking. Alright, so now we're going to jump into the app. Now you do have to use a Sonos app to control these speakers. But the layout is relatively pretty easy. When you first turn on the app, it's actually going to try to connect to your speakers. Very simple to do, just follow the process. Once you're connected, it's actually going to ask for you to calibrate the speakers according to your room, which is pretty cool. But besides that, let's look as far as the navigation of the entire app. And hopefully I can get this in focus, which looks pretty good. So this top little hamburger icon, you're going to click that, and that's going to be basically all your main settings and your main overviews. You're going to have your, I have Spotify right there, but you're going to have add music services. Once you click that, you have a whole array of applications you can add to that menu. Regular local radio stations, you have Google Play Music, basically all the popular ones that are out there, iHeartRadio, you have sports, news talk, you have a full array of applications you can use. So you're definitely not limited in that case. For me, it's mostly news talk radios, and Spotify is my go-to for music. So I already have Spotify, so I'm going to click done. And if I wanted to go to Spotify, if I was on something else, I can just click Spotify and it'll go to it. And this is what it looks like for Spotify. Now, it is going to be a little bit different than your regular Spotify application, and it will take a little getting used to, but relatively pretty straightforward. Let me get in focus there. So like, for example, if you wanted to go to your music, you have your playlists, which if you had, let's say, a playlist of Discover Weekly, it will be on there. You have your songs, your albums. If I go to my songs, you'll see the whole list of songs you can click. You have a queue you can set up, like a playlist, which is, replace queue, add to queue. You can play next. So simple functions right on the Sonos app. So if I go to play now, it will automatically play that music. Just like the Spotify app. So pretty easy to set up. You have your volume rocker. You can actually mute it right away, like that. And like that. If you click that, you'll see your queue right here. So right now I have 3. That also shows the music you actually just recently played. So if you want to go back a couple songs and replay, you have that capability. Now the interesting thing about this is, let's say you have kids or roommates, and you have different accounts that you use for Spotify. Don't be worried about that. You can actually have your own Spotify account and use it on your phone, and your roommate or your kid can actually have their own Spotify account and use their own Spotify. So it's not one shared Spotify account used through all the Sonos speakers in the house, which is pretty cool because, if you have different tastes in music, I can play whatever I like. Your roommate can play whatever he likes in a different room at the same time, which is pretty cool because it gives you that freedom, which is the one thing Sonos is a good selling point for Sonos, is you have that freedom to do a lot of wireless capability. So that's it for the application. It's very straightforward. Like I said, when you first turn on the application, it's going to ask you to do the setup process. I've already set up the Sonos speakers, but one thing I do want to show you Let me try to get it in focus again here. If you go to settings, and room settings is the most important one. So right now we only have, again, there we go, kitchen left and right because they're linked. All right, if I wanted to unlink that, I could click it and unlink it and so on and so forth. I can change the name that the speakers are in, the room name anyway. The indicator, you have separate stereo pair, so that's where I can actually separate the two speakers if I want them at two different volumes. The EQ, that's what I was talking about before. So if I wanted more bass, treble, balance, loudness is already on, as you can see. So pretty straightforward. Not a whole array of options that you can do, but as far as the basics, it already comes with it. So all in all, pretty good. This is the conclusion. This was a quick review of the Play 1 speakers from Sonos, but let's give you a nice little conclusion of everything. So they are wireless speakers, so that means you'll need a wireless router. Now, they do have to plug into the wall for power, even though they're wireless speakers. They're not going to take batteries. It's kind of inefficient. So don't have that sort of miscommunication when people are talking about wireless speakers. As far as the Play 1s, I'm in love with them. The Play 3 sound great, and the Play 5, the new one, sounds fantastic. But before you even buy a Sonos speaker, really take in consideration the kind of room it's going to. Bigger rooms, you're going to want a bigger speaker. So the Play 5 is a great option if you have the room for it. Now, our rooms are kind of small. The kitchen sort of breaks up into the game room slash dining room-ish. So we went with a smaller speaker. And it actually filled the rooms very well to the point where we actually got another one. And with the two playing, the sound quality is absolutely fantastic. But if you did want to do the dual setup, the Play 3 can actually do that as well. As far as the Play 5, I'm not sure. I know the older model didn't do it. I'm not sure if the newer model does it. As far as the connections on the back, it doesn't have a 3.5. That shouldn't be a huge deal because the whole idea behind Sonos is that it's wireless. So all the media source is coming from a wireless source, like a phone or a tablet. So that's not a huge deal. Now, there's other components that you can buy. So let's say you had wired speakers that you wanted to connect, really good DefTech speakers or Bowser Wilkins or whatever you have. They have a Connect and a Connect amp. So the Connect amp can actually power a regular bookshelf speaker. And if you have older components, let's say a record player, you can connect it right to the Connect. These products roughly go for a couple $100, but they're totally worth it if you want everything to work together. Now I use Spotify, and I talked about Spotify a lot, but if you're not a member of Spotify, if you don't have an account, or if you use other services, definitely check out their library because they have a vast array of applications you can use through the Sonos. But they don't stop there as far as, music. Music is only a small portion. They can actually do home theater as well. So if you wanted a whole wireless home theater setup, the Sonos is actually capable of that. They actually have a play bar, they call it, which is almost like a sound bar, and they have a wireless subwoofer that you can actually hook up wirelessly, and you can use the Play 1s as back speakers. The sound quality, I've heard a whole set of Play 1s, and it does sound fantastic. And the setup, again, is super simple. The Play bar itself plugs into the TV with a regular optical cable. The only thing I'm not sure of with the newer systems is that if it plays what kind of format it plays in, regular DTS HD audio. I'm not sure if it reads it or if it just reads it as regular stereo. But the sound quality overall, anyway, regardless of that, is still fantastic. I would highly recommend it. If you're looking for a setup like that, however, it is not cheap. The Play bar itself goes for about $700, and the subwoofer goes for another $700. And of course, these two Play 1 speakers go for $200 each. So if you're looking for a true wireless home theater system, it's definitely possible, but you've got to have pretty deep pockets for it. Now, hopefully, we can get our hands on a Play 3, a Play 5, and hopefully the Play bar in the future and have a review on that. But for now, that was the review for the Play 1 speakers from Sonos. So guys, if you have any other comments or feedback that you want to put, please comment right down below. If you're interested in the Play 1 speakers, check out the link below for Amazon. They usually have pretty good deals, so check that out. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, I'm Tal Medeiros. This was a review from AB Films, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.